When do you use a debit card and when should you use a credit card? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to another edition of Shine 365, where our job is to help you lead a better life. Today we'll review the article from Real Simple, When to Use a Debit Card and When to Use a Credit Card Instead by Hiranmayi Srivasan. That swipe, that tap, but which type of plastic card should you use? A debit card or a credit card? A 2020 survey by the Federal Reserve on consumer payment habits found that debit cards were the most used and the most preferred, with 42% of the participants saying they preferred to pay with a debit card, while only 29% chose a credit card. Each method has its pros and cons, and knowing when you use each one will help you make better choices with your money, and it can help you earn rewards on purchases. While debit cards do offer protection against fraud and theft, they should be used with caution, as they're directly linked to your bank account. So you want to keep your PIN number safe. Remember, if you're using a debit card, it's directly connected to your bank account. So you want to make sure you cover your PIN number and make sure no one else sees it. So when do you use a debit card and when do you use a credit card? Well, a debit card, it's much easier to track how much money's going in and out if you're using a debit card. I use a debit card like cash. I know how much I have in my bank account. When I use my debit card, it removes that money instantly. The money's not there. I get to see how much money I now have. I'm not paying for my purchases in the future. I'm paying for my purchases right now with a debit card. It really helps me control my spending. Treat your debit card like cash. Do you have the money in your checking account readily available to cover your purchase? If so, swipe away, use your debit card. Also, you want to use your debit card for withdrawing cash. This might seem obvious, but using your debit card to withdraw cash can save you on fees. You don't have that. It's not a cash advance. You're getting the cash right now. If you're using a credit card to get cash, it's considered a cash advance. And that has a lot of fees and you may be paying interest on it. If you use a debit card to get cash, you're not paying those same fees. If I need extra cash, if I'm in the store, I just get cash back. I use my debit card, I put in my PIN number, I get cash back, and I'm not charged any fees for that cash back. So when should you use a credit card? Well, a credit card is safer for online shopping. I never use a debit card on the internet. I would never do that. I want to have that safety of a credit card. And if I have to contest something later, my credit card company will stick up for me and help me. And I've had that happen where somebody didn't come through. I ordered something on Amazon, I didn't get it, and the credit card company got me the money back because I didn't receive the product. If that was a debit card, it would have been a lot harder to get that money back. I probably wouldn't have been able to get that money back at all. So if you're doing a transaction on the internet, you want to make sure you use a credit card, not a debit card. Also, use a credit card for any reoccurring payments. So if you have subscriptions like Netflix, Amazon Prime, or Spotify, you want to use your credit card because that helps your credit score. Hopefully, you're paying for these subscriptions and then every month you're paying off your credit card, and that helps your credit score. The trick is you really want to pay off your credit card every month to avoid those high interest fees. So use a credit card for any subscriptions online. It's okay to use a credit card for everyday purchases as long as you can pay them off. So this gentleman says, I use my credit card for every possible purchase, whether it's a $1 pack of gum or a major home improvement, because he gets rewards. Not all of us have rewards. Not all of us have great rewards. I personally prefer for everyday purchases to use a debit card because I can track the spending better. If I'm online, if I'm in another country, that's a different story. If you're in another country, don't use a debit card. Use your credit card. You want that extra layer of protection between you and what you paid for. The bottom line is this: you can use both your debit and credit cards for everyday purchases depending on your personal preference, but stick to in-person transactions for your debit card to ensure safety. Having both and using each responsibly will help keep your financial life in good shape. What it comes down to is this. This is the big distinction between a credit card and a debit card. If it's in person, then use a debit card. It's easier to track the money. If it's not in person, if you're online, then use a credit card. It's that easy. The one caveat is this: if you're traveling, you want to use a credit card because you're in a different place and you want that extra layer of protection. If you have any comments, I look forward to seeing them in the comments section. Please give the episode a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Shine 365.